Hello, hello, and happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Hi, Donna.
Hello, happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
Yes. I forgot to put my phone on mute. I was meaning to do it, and I totally spaced because I was trying to do some other things before the show started. But how are you today? How's the week? How was your week?
Been busy and crazy and still getting over the storm and getting everything put back together from the storm. I have a half a kitchen wall now, so I'm progressing.
There you go. Yeah, because aren't you having some work done, right?
Yeah, they're putting new doors in out of my kitchen to an entrance door, and everything that could go wrong has went wrong. And then it's raining in between of them trying to work. So yeah, but it's progressing. So I'm hoping by tonight I will actually have a wall again instead of a tarp.
Right.
I keep thinking, I wake up and the bear is going to be here in the bed beside of me, like, "Hello, please don't forget me. Stay outside. I'll give you all the goodies."
Well, we got right. They can stay out there. Yes. So we have one of our faithful watchers. We've got Art Victor Median in the chat. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. And yay. More will always come through eventually. Oh, okay. So we both are involved in Monsters Unleashed, and Monsters Unleashed always here lately have been helping out those in need, and we like to also participate as well with whether it's to offer a donation through GoFundMe or to purchase some items and send to the families, like we did for the young mother and the family that we helped out. So they have a new family, and it's a little boy. Donna, do you want to read that?
Absolutely. This is near and dear to my heart because this little feller, he's fighting such a hard fight. And I have a niece that just had brain surgery. She had a tumor on her brain. So I know, and she's in rehab. She's a young lady that's, graduated and working, and it just came out of nowhere. So this is
Yeah.
something that's really dear to my heart. So um, I'll start with my little thing here. It's like, let's help support the Christian Maxwell and his family, a Monsters Unleashed community fundraiser shared with love by the Coven of Curiosity. In our coven, we believe that when darkness gathers around one family, the rest of us rise like lanterns in the night. Today, we're joining our friends at Monsters Unleashed to lift up a brave young soul, Christian Maxwell, who is fighting a brain tumor with more courage than most grown hearts could hold. As Christian battles forward, his family is carrying the heavy weight of medical travel, treatment, and daily expenses two parents should have to face alone. This fundraiser was created to help ease that burden so his mother can stay focused on what matters most, standing beside her son. Through every step of this journey, every offering, whether it's $5, $20, a prayer, or a simple share, becomes part of the circle surrounding Christian and his family. Your kindness becomes hope, your generosity becomes strength. 100% of all proceeds go directly to Christian's family to support medical travel and living expenses. From our coven to yours, thank you for showing that compassion in a force stronger than fear, and that no family walks through the shadows alone. You can find the GoFundMe link at Monsters Unleashed on Facebook and or at Coven of Curiosities Facebook page. Michael Monster Mike Webb, Monsters Unleashed LLC, Facebook at Monsters Unleashed. And everything is appreciated, no matter how
Absolutely.
whatever.
Yep. Yeah, whenever anybody can donate, like I said, it even says, even if it's a prayer, a simple share to spread the word, to help this poor boy and this family that's going through a hard time. So thank you for reading that, and sharing. We got to get that. Like, I've been sharing it like crazy on social media too. So
I have.
So we have a special guest co-host today.
Yes, my surprise, which I appreciate it. It was so nice of you.
Yes, I'm so excited about this. I was hoping more people would come, but I know it's Father's Day, and I know Trisha was out in the field and spending time with her husband and stuff and doing Father's Day things. So that's awesome. One moment here. It looks like seems that our special guest, our guest, Ava Morgyn, is having problems with connection for some reason. She was in to, but now it looks like she may not be able to oh, here we go. Okay. We'll see if she stays. But let's bring out our special guest co-host today. And
Absolutely.
we will welcome Richard.
Hey.
In the house.
Hi, Donna. Hi.
How are you,
My
Richard?
surprise.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Were you surprised that I asked you to come on as a guest co-host?
Yes, I was. I was.
Mm.
I was ecstatic.
Well, you are welcome anytime. As I told you, you're more than welcome anytime. It was
Absolutely.
a pleasure hanging out with you for that little bit that we did. Maybe
Yes.
next time we'll be able to hang out some more and actually do some field research, all of us
Yes,
together.
that Red River Gorge was busy.
Oh.
What a packed event that was.
Oh.
A lot of people. A lot of people. Good time.
Yeah.
Good time. Great weather. We didn't expect that good weather.
Oh yeah, it was nice. It was perfect. It wasn't too
Yeah.
hot either. You know, so it was
It was
good.
nice.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't, Donna and I and the rest of the Coven couldn't stay too much longer because we actually went to the land between the lakes.
Yes.
Yeah, so but we had a good time out there too.
Yes,
we
we
had
did.
that vacation was so jam packed of just fun times. I'm telling you.
I've never been to the land between the lakes. I've heard so much about it, but I've never been there.
You've got to go. You've got to
I'd
I'd
go.
like to. I'd like
Yeah.
to. That looks like a lot of fun.
We need to plan a trip, and I will meet you there. I swear.
Okay. Well, I'm supposed to be moving up to Tennessee sometime this year.
Oh wow!
So that makes the trip that much shorter than coming up,
Absolutely.
coming up from Florida. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's a great place. It is interesting. There's, oh my gosh, the stuff that's there. We actually rode in on the back of a pickup truck, and then me and Rachel rode back out in the nighttime.
That doesn't
which was
surprise me.
interesting.
Yeah, it was good
Yeah,
times.
that was a definitely good time, that event. I
Yeah.
had fun. And the VIP dinner the night before was fun.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah, I had a good time. It was a good time.
nice.
I didn't get there until
And that was my birthday weekend.
Oh,
really?
oh, what? I didn't know that.
I had the red shirt on Friday night that said, "It's my birthday," grunt style. It's my birthday. And Russ and I walk into the venue, and everyone's looking, and my shirt stood out like orange in the woods. You know, you don't want me on your hide and seek team, and everyone's looking. Hey, happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Yeah.
It was fun.
Well, we've got our guest. She was able to get back in. She was having
Good.
some technical difficulty issues, but she is backstage waiting patiently. So I'm going to introduce her and
Sure.
bring her out. So I got to move this over because I'm so blind. The Coven family gathers for a spellbinding evening with a special guest, Ava Morgyn. Today, the Coven of Curiosity podcast welcomes an extraordinary storyteller whose words weave magic, mystery, and unforgettable characters in every page. Join us as we sit down with this incredibly talented Ava Morgyn. Ava Morgyn has always been fascinated by beautifully flawed and dangerously compelling and the characters who refuse to stay within the lines. A graduate of St. Edward's University with a degree in English Writing and Rhetoric. I had that word down and I messed it up. Ava was transformed that passion into a remarkable career crafting dark, atmospheric tales filled with witchcraft, tarot, folklore, and fiercely powerful women who embrace both their strength and their shadows. Throughout our conversation, we'll explore the enchanting worlds found within her acclaimed novels, including The Bane Witch, The Witch's Bone of Bone Hill, and her newest release, Only Spell Deep. We'll also journey into the captivating young adult novels that she's done, Resurrection Girls and The Salt in Our Blood, discussing the inspiration, magic, and the mystery that follow through her work. When she's not conjuring captivating stories, Ava calls Houston, Texas home, where she spends her time with her family and beloved fur babies. A passionate collector of antiques and vintage treasures, she also writes openly and honestly on her blog about child loss, bringing compassion and authenticity to both her family and her craft. And like many of us in the Coven, she's always searching for her next wonderful, dark, and haunting read. Preparing for an evening filled with magic, mischief, storytelling, and meaningful conversation as we uncover the inspiration behind Ava's unforgettable worlds and the powerful themes that continue to captivate readers everywhere. So gather around the circle, light your candles, and join the Coven for a truly enchanting experience if you dare. So let's welcome Ava Morgyn. Hello, Ava.
Hello,
Hi,
Ava. How are you?
for having me. Hi, everyone. Hopefully I stay on, but if it kicks me off, I'll just pop back on again.
Okay. No worries. We'll keep it going.
Yeah.
StreamYard acts up sometimes. Looks like she's loading again. So
Yeah.
we'll just keep it going. But I've had Ava on before when I was only doing Audible. Just like I had you on, Donna, when I was only doing Audible back then as well. And I found Ava to be just absolutely fascinating because her themes of her books and the things that she likes aligned with mine. And I was like, you know me, I always like to show my support and promote others. And so it was what did I do with the book? Okay, I must have moved it. Anyway, I do have it's the Bane Witch, I think is what I have, the book. I don't know what the heck I did with it. Anyway, but I'm actually listening to her newest one, Only Spell Deep, which is on Audible. And I'm telling you what, wow, it's good. It's really, really good. So hopefully she'll be able to come back in and we can ask her some questions.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like, okay, here we go.
Here she
Boy,
comes.
it just doesn't like you over there, does it?
Yeah.
Can you hear us okay? Ava? Do you hear us?
I don't think she can hear us.
No. It's really, sometimes StreamYard just does not want to cooperate. This is the first time it's been this bad. Ava, can you hear us? Here, let me send her a chat.
It's usually mine popping in and out and doing all
Yeah.
kind of weird things. So, or I get crashed or something thrown at my house or
Hello?
the birds.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? We can't hear you. Or we can hear her. She can't hear us. My goodness. Let's see. I'm not sure what to do here. This is like major difficulties. You might have to sign back out and sign back in again. That's like on Monsters Unleashed. Michael uses Restream. And they have a lot of technical difficulties on that one too.
Yeah, I have a hard time sticking with them. Mine fades out all the time. Usually, with you, it usually stays, but
I'm right next to my Wi-Fi router, so I have a really good signal.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm near the router.
that's I moved mine. I got my router.
Okay, I just got to where I
closer
could hear
to me.
everybody. I don't know what's going on. I'm so sorry.
There she
That's
is.
okay.
There you go.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. Like it was fine, but then it'll just it like suddenly I'm just not on the screen anymore, and it's like it says I have to loop back in or whatever or re-enter. So I'm not really sure what's happening. I'm so sorry though.
No, it's fine. It happens. I mean, it happens even to us. So it's just it's StreamYard. Restream does the same thing. It's just the programs.
Yeah.
So what's been new with you after your newest book has come out? What have you been doing? You've been traveling? Because you only did go ahead.
I did a little bit of traveling for the release for the book tour. I've never really done like a really big book tour. This was kind of the biggest one I'd done. And I did several dates here in Texas. I did a couple of events in Indiana and then a couple more in California. I thought it was really fun. It was great to get to meet readers in totally different states than where I live or places that I've been before. Yeah. And then, it's just always working on the next one, right? There was another one turned in that's coming out in March. And so now we're moving into all of the publishing process behind that, getting the cover done and all of the copy edits and that kind of thing. And then I have another one due at the end of the year that I'm writing right now. So
wow, you've just been very, very busy.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and I think that the last time I had you on when I was doing Audible only, it's been a while for that one when I had you on. A lot's changed for Coven. Now you have Audible for One Spell Deep.
Yes.
Or only
yes. We have audiobooks for The Bane Witch, Only Spell Deep, and there will be an audiobook for Magic for Crosswise Witches as well. So that was really exciting because I had a lot of readers ask me when The Witches of Bone Hill came out, I had a lot of readers ask me about audiobook, and I just didn't have an offer on that one. So I was really excited to be able to offer that, or to announce that those books will all have an audiobook version as well. Because a lot of readers are shifting to audiobook. It's easier for them to get reading in that way. They can do it while they're driving, or they can, read more books at one time than normal. So, yeah.
No, and that's when I saw that it was when Only Spell Deep was Audible, I was like, okay, I'm getting it. I got it. And I've been listening to it while I'm working. When I have to go into the office or when I'm driving to work or coming home. So I am listening to it. And it shocked me because it's in my second home state in Seattle.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, Seattle. It made me think of Seattle and made me miss it.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to write this one? What triggered in your head to go in this direction, and why Seattle?
Oh, Seattle. So Only Spell Deep kind of, sometimes I have a really solid book idea. It's a fully formed premise. Other times I have multiple ideas kind of percolating at the same time, and I'll kind of pull them together. And that's kind of what happened with Only Spell Deep. I was inspired by cosmic horror. I wanted to write something with a cosmic horror slant to it, but I wanted to give it a sacred feminine twist that I don't think we typically get to see in cosmic horror. And I was also at the same time really intrigued by, of course, I love paranormal stuff, right? Paranormal investigations and shows about hauntings and things like that. And I'm very intrigued by paranormal activity underground. I've seen multiple things over the years of people going in and doing investigations in caves and old mining shafts and abandoned wells and all these different kind of underground settings. And I can't really say why that intrigues me so much, but something about it adds like an extra layer of spooky
Yeah.
or something. And it really, really intrigues me. So I was very keen on the idea of writing about this kind of underground entity. And I knew that it needed to be coastal. And so the Pacific Northwest just seemed like the perfect place because it already has so much atmosphere and it's already so moody. And I have been to Seattle for one day, so I had to do all of my research online. I didn't get to do a lot of in-person research. I would love to go back. I was very impressed with it. But it felt like the perfect place. I wanted kind of an urban setting, something a little edgier than my normal kind of fictional small town setting. And I wanted something by the water. So Seattle kind of ticked all the boxes, you know?
Yeah. Well, and also too, Seattle's known for its city underground.
Which honestly, I did not even know till I started writing, you guys.
Yeah. It's very well known for that.
I did not even know that when I started.
Yeah, you can that came
up in the research, and I was like, "Oh, this is so perfect, and I have to write it in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions so far?
I did the underground tour.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, many years ago. It was creepy.
Yeah,
go
ahead. Sorry.
No, I enjoyed it. It was you're walking on ground level, and you've got above you the city, but you're standing on what used to be the city. It was very different.
Yeah.
And we entered it through a bar.
Yeah.
We went downstairs in one of the bars where the tour started. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
It's very active down there as well.
Very active. Yes. Yeah, you could feel it.
Oh yeah.
Yep, very active.
Yeah, it's funny because as long as I lived there for 30 plus years. And I never did the underground, but really? I always enjoyed. Yeah, I never did the tour. My life was different. I was in community theater, stage managing, so I was very busy with that and raising my kids. So, but anyway, did you get to have a chance though, Ava, to go check out Pike Place Market while you were there? Because that's a very popular plot.
I did.
Yay! Did you like it?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah. Seattle made a big impression on me. I'm not really, I live in a city, but I'm not really a city girl in the sense that if I take a vacation or a trip, I don't really want to go to a city. I want to go somewhere more rural, but I loved Seattle. I would happily go back and spend time there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's places that are absolutely beautiful and I love it there, but there's places that I just would never go to for sure. So what drew you to crafting a villain who is both charismatic and terrifying?
So one of the other things that was kind of percolating for me when I started this novel was I was very interested in writing about like a cult group, like secret society / cult behavior, cult tactics, high control group kind of stuff. And so I wanted to give my antagonist that kind of cult leader vibe, that she sort of has the ability to really win people over, but she's highly manipulative at the same time.
What was the most hardest part of writing? Like the section hold on. It's in my head, but it's not coming out right. What was the most struggling part that you had writing this book?
I think one of the challenges was sort of like lining up the magic system, like who had what abilities, how did this impact their magic, and how did that fit into my antagonist's goals? What was she trying to really get from these characters? And then the other thing was just getting the research nailed. I don't usually set my books in real places. I usually set them in fictional places. And so setting this, you know, in a real city where I had to honor all the landmarks and make sure I really had the history down and the layout. It was a lot of research. It would have been easier if I could have gone there and spent quite a bit of time, but that just wasn't available to me. So really getting all that research nailed down was a lot too.
I bet. Yeah, you just could have called me. I could have told you all kinds of stuff about Seattle.
I don't remember that. That's
bad. So how did you approach writing your character who balances the mystical and the deeply human?
I mean, I think, you know, I really shape my characters through trauma. Kind of sadly, it's sort of sad to admit that, but they usually come to the story with a really heavy past. So when the book opens, and for this character, I really think she started out in the lowest place I've ever written any of my characters. She was really at the very lowest point she could be. And I really wanted her connection to magic to be something that brought her back from that place, that brought her up. But at the same time, I needed her to move through these challenges so that she really found her inner strength and will to go on. So it was, you know, tricky, but I think that the emotional baggage that my characters have is part of what makes them very human for readers.
Oh, absolutely. So that actually brings up a good point. So there is a section, and this is not to deter anyone, okay? Because it is, I'm still listening to it. I haven't gotten all the way through, but there is a section in there that I was listening to, and wow, it really got me. I almost wanted to start crying. I mean, it was good, but it was so humanly, emotionally kind of connected to me in a way. And it was kind of brought up a bad memory when I was a child, but it happens then, unfortunately. It really does. And when I heard it, though, I was just like, okay, well, let's get through this. We're going to be okay. It's going to, you know. But what I've heard so far, it is very, very good. I am enjoying it and everything. But yeah, this little section of it really did kind of touch home a little bit to a degree. So, yeah. But is your connection okay? Looks like you're going in and it's like she's having.
I can hear you guys fine. I don't know. Right. I don't know what's happening with the camera. I had switched from my laptop to my phone. I can still hear you okay, though.
Yeah, it's like she's having something like paranormal. She's like, no, you're not going to be seen.
Yeah, I have no idea. No idea why it's going out like that.
Do you guys have any questions for Ava at all?
No, I find it interesting. It's
I'm just listening. I'm fascinated just listening. I got to check it out. I got to find it and listen to it. So
yeah, it's on. You can go on to Amazon. That's where I went, and then Audible. I have Audible. Amazon.
I need to
Audible.
get that.
Yeah,
I need to get the Audible.
I like the Audible because I'm so busy as it is anyway. I'm constantly doing something, so it's easier for me to, hear a book than just actually sit down and have time to read, because I'm writing my own stuff too right now. So
sure,
it's a little crazy. So that's why I've been listening to hers while I'm at work or driving. But it is really good. I am enjoying it a lot. So I do highly recommend it.
I love reading, but I don't have time to sit down and read anymore. It's like
same.
I'm like 20 hours a day. I'm telling you.
Yeah, when I drive on the road to the events to meet up with Russ, I've got hours that I can listen to Audible. Listening to the radio gets old after a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I definitely.
I do transport, so I transport people around. So sometimes I don't want to hear what they're saying. Give me some.
That's funny. So, Ava, what themes of good versus evil felt most important for you to highlight through Jude's choices?
Oh, wow, that's such a great question. I think so. There's interesting parallels between Jude and Arla, which are my protagonist and my antagonist. There's really interesting parallels between their stories, and they're not revealed right away. There are things that kind of get revealed over time. And I really wanted to show where they came from similar circumstances, but they really diverged in how they coped with that and how they dealt with that. And for Jude in particular, the fact that she would give up something so valuable to her as her abilities, she would rather lose that than have it at the cost of other people's freedom or other people's happiness, other people's lives, right? So I think that was really important to me, that there was that distinction, for her.
Right.
That it wasn't worth it to her to have it at the expense of others, essentially. There's kind of a story happening there where, I think we see people in experiences that have been where they've met with some sort of oppression or trauma in their life, where they deal with that. Some people deal with it by going in the opposite direction. They don't want to be anything like that, their oppressor or the person who preyed on them. And then there are other people who survive by adopting the role of the oppressor or mimicking the predator, you know what I mean? And so I really was kind of showing those two different perspectives.
No, that's awesome. And let's see. Sorry. How did you strike the balance between old world dread and present day realism?
I don't know. I think I just am like that as a person. I always have my feet in two worlds. I feel like you guys will relate to this. Like I'm just, part of me is here in the modern world and present day, and part of me is always somewhere else in a fantasy world, in some past, era. It just in some folk tale and some kind of mythology. Like that's just kind of how I live my life. I don't know how to be different than that. You know what I mean? And I think, like I said, I feel like you guys would relate to that, right? Like people who are interested in the kind of things we're interested in. I think that's really natural for us to be straddling one world and the other world at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just no different when I'm doing my short stories, which surprisingly, I have a friend who also writes books, and she's doing very, very well. She's just really focusing and cranking out her books. But I started off with short stories, and that's kind of what I've been working on. And I am when I sit and I'll see something or hear something, and I'm like, ooh, that kind of makes a really great idea for a short story. And so I have 10 short stories so far. I need to write 10,000 more words before I can turn it into a paperback. And I actually hired an editor. So it's been like, I feel like I need to pinch myself because I'm actually moving forward with this. And then not only that, but I'm turning my short stories that I'm doing into a comic book as well. And having a little bit of a spin to it because I've got a good friend who's also a publisher and editor, creator, and all that of comic books. And I thought, what a great way to have, because my character on my logo, her name is Raven, and she's kind of like, she's me. She's in that role that I want to be in.
Yeah.
So I get that, because I rather be in that gothic, you know, creepy, mystical world than in the real world sometimes. So I totally get
exactly.
That. Yeah. So it's I totally can understand where you're coming from. Absolutely. So when you do your so let's see, what kind of research did you do to build this magical system and its lore for this?
You know, so really the magical system in Only Spell Deep is born out of what we commonly refer to as like psychic abilities, right? Like when we hear about the government doing research on what is it, that being able to see things far away when you're not there and all this kind of stuff. Like it's really born out of that. So telekinesis, pyrokinesis, right? All of these kind of psychic abilities that we've heard about for a long time. And I really wanted to explore what if those came from some sort of mystical, mythological source. And then also how would that impact somebody intentionally trying to do magic or intentionally trying to manifest something, you know, would that have some kind of impact? And then at the same time, there's kind of the mythology of primordial beings, primordial deities and gods and goddesses, and how that sort of plays into the story and connects with these characters and their abilities. So some of that was research that like I did specifically for the book, and some of it just because I had a long-standing interest in that kind of stuff. It's just stuff that I've sort of absorbed over the years.
Yeah. So you also, besides adult books, you also do young adult. For those who are watching for the first time and seeing your work or hearing about your work, can you tell us a little bit about your young adult ones, and which was it? Resurrection Girls was your first one, right? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since we talked about this.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what made
I started out writing young adult. I started out writing young adult. I wrote young adult for a very long time, but I had a really hard time breaking into that market. And I still really have a heart for young adult. Those were the first two books I got published. I actually had a couple of others published before that, but they were from very tiny presses that eventually folded. And that's one of the challenges or things that comes up with really small independent presses. But those two came through Albert Whitman, which is a bit of a larger independent press. And when I was writing young adult, I was not writing witches per se, like not on the nose the way I am with my adult fiction, but they were very witchy books anyway. Like there was always something a bit mysterious and mystical about the female characters in those stories. And so, yeah, I mean, I enjoy young adult a lot. It has like a different kind of pacing and everything. But once I started writing adult, then I kind of got hooked on that. I haven't gone back to young adult yet. So
I can understand that, because it is, you have to be a little bit more, you can't be so, what's the word? For adult, you can go a little further. You know,
you can.
I mean?
It's a little more free. Yeah.
And you can't do so much for a young adult. So that makes sense. Yeah. But so what do you, this, can you tell us a tiny little bit about the new one, or no? I know sometimes.
The one that's coming out of Heart?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can totally tell you about it. So the title is Magic for Crosswise Witches.
Okay.
And it is what I call the swamp witch novel I was born to write. So it's like a witchy Southern Gothic. I live in Texas. I grew up, born and raised here in Texas. I have a lot of family from the East Texas region and Louisiana. And so wetlands and swamps and bayous, these are just part of, everyday life for me, right? That's just like part of our landscape. And so I really wanted to have a witch family or witch characters that were in that kind of setting. Because again, I love atmospheric books and atmospheric settings, and there's just nothing more atmospheric than that. And so there's an incredible lake in East Texas called Caddo Lake, and it's the world's largest bald cypress forest. So it's a little hard to imagine unless you've been there, but it's a forest inside of a lake. All these trees are growing out of the lake. And they're, dripping with moss, and they're incredibly beautiful. And they have all the cypress stumps, and it's ecologically, it's a really beautiful area. And there's so much wildlife there. It's a pretty exceptional place for its natural beauty, right? And it's very unique. And so once I visited the lake, I was like, this is where I want the book to be set. It felt like a magical place to me already. It felt like it was just begging for that kind of story. Yeah. So I set this book in a fictional town on a real lake.
That's awesome.
And it's got those kind of small town vibes. It's got, things that my readers will be used to and love. There's kind of female rage and women finding their power and standing up for themselves. And there's a couple of pretty bad men. But there's also things that I think are a little different. So I feel like this book has more whimsy than stuff I've written before. The magical system is an animistic magic system. So it's based on the idea that everything has spirit, and the witches are doing deals, right, with these different spirits to make magic happen. It's kind of one Faustian bargain after another. And it's all sort of wrapped around this crossroads legend that my main character is tied to in the town. So it's vibes for days.
Well, I'm curious. So because, I'm starting to get back into my writing more, obviously. Donna's a writer as well. She writes stories for her heritage. She's a Shawnee native. And so Donna, if you want to explain.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so she does a little bit. But my main question is, actually, Donna, if you want to explain, and I'll ask Ava the question after you're done kind of explaining.
Well, like you said, I take my Shawnee legends and my old stories that have been handed down. I'm a storyteller, so all of ours is always, word of mouth. It's handed down. So to keep that going and to preserve it, I started writing them. My grandmother just told the stories, and then I started writing them. Oh my gosh, 30 years ago. I had a friend. I worked for him. He was an attorney, and he was writing. And then I would he's like, you need to write these down. So that's kind of how it got started, because he surprised me by taking one of my stories and having it published. And I was like, really, nobody wants to hear this. Like, oh yeah. Wow. So it just kind of progressed from there. And now I still do the same thing. And I actually have a book that's finished. I need to fine tune it. But now I've started taking my stories and turn them into songs. So I actually, of course, I'm doing it with AI. I'm not my cousin can sing. I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. About me. But so it's important to me for my heritage just to continue that, and I didn't think people would actually be interested in, but they are. And of course, I do my Watchers stories. I don't call them Bigfoot, I call them Watchers. That's my heritage. I grew up seeing the Watchers, 6 the first time. And I just, my life kind of progressed from there. I'm a little bit different, I guess. I live my life in the woods, and I'm happy there. I love animals and quiet. I prefer to be in the woods.
Me too. I'm trying to get there.
I know. I'm trying to get there too. We're trying to move to Arkansas, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying. But I love to hear.
Arkansas. Beautiful.
Yeah, we love it there too. We really enjoyed Kentucky. Oh my gosh. Absolutely beautiful.
I didn't think I was in Kentucky when I was at Red River Gorge. That did not the vision I had of Kentucky.
Yeah, no,
it's
neither
beautiful
did I.
there. They have so much. You can't, you have to be there for a month to see everything.
Yeah.
And go through all the area. Oh my gosh, it is so amazing. It is.
Yeah. But as writers, and we have our own ways of writing, how our stories trigger in our mind. Like I said, for me, I'll see something or hear something and I'm like, kind of like that. And then I turn it into, characters and who's, coming up with names and places. Mine are fictional places as of right now for my short stories. But there's always, I was told by my editor that I'm very whimsical in my writing, and she loved how it would turn out something negative, but I would turn it into something positive. And there's like there's a good reason at the end of something good that happened, basically. I obviously cannot talk today because I'm just stumbling all over my words. But anyway, but I love how everybody has their own way, your unique way of coming up with your stories. Just like Richard, you have your own unique ways. When I read your story that you shared with me, I was like, wow, this is so good. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I liked how you went, the way you went with it, So Ava, when you're doing your stories, is it just something that pops in your head, or is this something that you see, or like obviously you went to this lake with the trees growing out of it and it made you think this is a location, but is that what happens to you? Is that you kind of just see things and you're like, oh, this is it?
Yeah, I kind of, like I said, sometimes I'll have like several things. I think a good word for it is hyperfixations. I get strange little hyperfixations on things, kind of like with Only Spell Deep. I sort of had a hyperfixation with like underground hauntings, right? So I'll kind of get little hyperfixations, and then I'll want to weave that into a story so that I can so that I can dwell on that thing that I'm weirdly fascinated by for however long. And sometimes that starts with a setting. Sometimes it starts with a character or a premise or a magic system. And, I love writing about witches. Witchcraft is my personal path and my personal journey. And I love being able to fictionalize that and do really fun things with it. And I think that we've only been given a couple of different scripts for what that looks like, for what witchcraft looks like when it comes to fiction. But I think we can do so much more with that. I really think there's so much you can do with the idea of the witch. And so I enjoy getting to kind of invent all these new and different species of witches in a way every time I, write a new book. And so that's a thing that I get really excited by, So it can come from a lot of different things. And then as I'm writing, I'm usually visualizing what I'm writing. Actually, my EMDR therapist has confirmed for me that I dissociate when I read and I dissociate when I write. So I really go somewhere else while I'm writing. I'm really disconnected from where I'm at the at the time. And it's probably something I've been doing since I was really young. And now it just, I mean, you know, in her opinion, professional opinion, it's not really a negative thing. It's obviously working for me, but yeah, it's a real journey.
Yeah. You know, and that's funny that you mentioned that, because I know when I'm writing my stories and stuff, I call it Cindy's world. I'm in Cindy's world and nothing else matters. I tune everything else out and I'm in my world, the world that I would love to be in. Yeah. And I just type away.
Right.
And yeah. And it's actually therapeutic for me. It helps me relax.
I agree.
Yeah. And the normal stress of what I've got, you know,
it's
going to work. Yeah. How is it for you guys? For Donna and Richard, how's it for you guys? Are you like that too?
I longhand everything. I get it, you know, like 3 o'clock in the morning. I wake up and I start writing, and I longhand everything, and I write it in cursive, which is a funny story because my oldest granddaughter will type it for me because I don't have time. And first time I gave her my tablet, and she's like, "What's this?" It's cursive. She's like, "I don't read cursive."
Nobody knows cursive anymore.
He has 4 degrees, you know. I mean, she's like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yes." Yeah. You better learn. That's crazy. That's crazy.
The one I just recently wrote, like I told you earlier, I was messing with some pictures and I combined them into AI, and I asked AI, what would you title if this was to be a book? And it gave me a title because I put, you know, it's just a picture of me, and the image I was mixing was an old graveyard scene, very dim, spooky atmosphere with an entity, a ghost. And I had it integrate me into the photo, and it gave me a title. And I said, you know what? I could run with that, because when I was early in my law enforcement career, Tampa has some old cemeteries, and I used to, especially one downtown. Yeah, I used to walk and get out of my patrol car and walk through that cemetery in the middle of the night.
Wow! And
it's back to the early 1800s. The graves go back to, and I would just walk through that cemetery quietly and just take my time and walk through it and imagine the stories, good stories and horror stories that these people would have been able to tell. And I just let my imagination go with what was presented in front of me. And I'm a very creative writer, because all the years in law enforcement, all you're doing is writing.
Yeah.
All you're doing is writing. And I did, oh my God, tons and tons and tons of writing. So I just go with my imagination and just almost become childlike. You know how a child has such a vivid imagination? Yeah. And I just kind of go with it, but I try to put an adult theme to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just, I enjoyed it. It's almost like an out-of-body experience. Like you're going through all of this, the storytelling, and I enjoy it. I don't write as much as I should. I wrote a book that I published, I think 3 or 4 years ago, Untold Secrets of Bodybuilding, and that's on Amazon, and it did pretty well. But that's a field that I was in for my whole life, was competitive bodybuilding. I was a pro by the time I was 23. Creative writing is a little different. You know, I didn't have to put my imagination in that. I had to put knowledge. Here, it's letting my imagination run and making up characters and making up locations. And I enjoy it. You know, it kind of brings out the kid in me a little bit.
That's another thing too, is like, because when I was a kid, when I did have time to go, you know, when I was told to go play outside, because when I was born, you were outside. You didn't get to stay inside like a lot of these kids nowadays. But we had a swing set, and we would pretend that my cousins and my brothers, we were pretend that we were in a circus. Yeah, you know, and so that brings up the fact that my editor, she asked me, she goes, you know, you write, you're so whimsical. Have you thought about writing children's stories? And I was like, no. I'm like, my brain doesn't go that way. But in a sense, I could. I really could, because I could put myself where when I was a kid, what were the things I would love to have, to enjoy being able to experience as a kid. And I can put myself there. But what I also like when I'm writing is I feel like I'm in my own story. Mm-hmm. I'm literally in my own story.
Yeah.
That's why I have Raven, who is the logo girl that's on there. And then actually this brings up a good question. Ava, do you do any type of familiars or anything like that? Or because I have a familiar, it's my fruit bat. His name is Corvus. Do you have anything like that you use at all?
You mean when I'm writing specifically?
Yeah, I mean, have you ever? I know you've gotten the books that you've done, but have you done any type of writing where it just kind of written when you were younger or whatever? Did you have a familiar?
It's so funny that you bring this up because familiars play a big role in my next book coming out, Magic for Crosswise Witches. So I think I had several. I think I've always been the kind of kid that, again, because maybe the way that I've worded it in the past is that I was a born animist. So I just came into the world seeing everything as having spirit and connecting to things in ways that I began to understand pretty quickly other people weren't feeling or catching on to. So I think when I was really young, it would slip out and I would sort of get reprimanded or laughed at. And so I learned to kind of be quiet about it. But I always had these really interesting and deep connections to things that were around me in my world that were physical, and also to things sometimes that weren't physical, but were still around me in my world that other people weren't aware of. So that's kind of always been something that's been with me. And that's one of the things I really wrote into the book I have coming out. It was, I felt very connected or sort of isolated with that part of myself because I didn't have people around me who could validate or explain what I was experiencing. But I don't connect to any familiars that are a particular part of my writing process necessarily.
Okay. I have, so I have my raven, an actual raven. And then my fruit bat that I'm totally, I'm so, and the moon, of course. I love the moon. I'm so connected to the moon, but the familiars I'm so connected to. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. I sound weird, I think, to some people, but it's something that it's so close and special to me. This bond that I have with ravens, like I find them absolutely, they're so intelligent. And my raven who, is part of my stories, as well as the fruit bat, it's just, they mean so much to me. I don't know. It sounds kind of weird and quirky to people, but I don't know how to explain it, but that is that they're just special. Yeah. They're special to me. So,
yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah. Do you, Donna or Richard, have like a familiar that you are connected to at all? Or
no, I don't. No, I don't. But then again, I haven't written too much to have that happen to me. I'm going to start working on another short story about Bigfoot, but a relationship with Bigfoot, kind of like you see the storytelling on YouTube where the guy met the Bigfoot and he was a baby and he was with this, I'm kind of going with a one-on-one experience with Bigfoot throughout the years. So I have that rolling through my head.
Okay.
And it might happen in Ohio.
Are you going to come visit me?
I may. I just may.
You just show up. I'll take you some good spots, and I'll tell you some good stories.
Okay.
Real stories.
So that's
and then Donna. Go ahead. Sorry, Richard.
No, that's fine. That's where my mind is going now, on a Bigfoot story that is a personal link, not like, oh my God, I saw Bigfoot or Bigfoot traumatized me. Kind of like a forest story, cabin in the woods type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going to go with it. Okay. Still in here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
me. I'm not a researcher. I don't research and to prove anything. I don't need to prove it. I live with it, and I've lived my whole life, and I lived in the woods and in the country. I mean, I was 6 years old, and you're talking about going out and play. I was 6 years old. My grandma's chasing me out the back door, and I'm only in my underpants, and I'm in through the barn and on the pony, and I'm in the woods, and come back with cuckleburrs. You know, my hair is like this long, and it's full of cuckleburrs, and oh, I was a wild child. Well, maybe I still am. I don't know, but that was my life. So I've seen a lot of things, and as far as, of course, I am the White Wolf Woman. That's my name. So the wolf is, but then the raven. When you talk about the raven, I have a grandmother. My family line lineage is the Ice Maidens, which was a fierce Shawnee women warriors. And I actually, in the book I wrote, when they fought, they were pretty much nude. You know, because anything you can, well, you know, anything you can grab a hold of and hang on to is a weapon against you.
Yeah.
So these,
Did you say they were naked? Did you say
Pretty
they were
much.
naked?
pretty much. Pretty much. That's how they fought. That was pretty much. Actually, in some of the illustrations, I was like, I can't put this out there because,
Oh, God,
I
that's
can't
funny.
do it. But, they were very, there's the whole storyline that goes. From the time I was 12, there's the cave is still here. And, that's where I started I was 6 the first time I saw the Watchers. By the time I was 12, I'm doing my training, to be a warrior, not only just that, but, to learn the herbs, the healing, all of that is passed down generation and generation. So my problem with me is I have different family members, but to this time, I've not found that person to pass all of my knowledge to that person. So this one gets a little bit, that one gets a little bit, but I haven't found my replacement. So, and the raven, her burial mound is actually not too far from my house.
Really?
And she was one of the fiercest. The old thing is, if you're going to get captured, you better pray to God that the men find you and not those women. You don't like what them women going to do to you. So they were very, very fierce warriors.
Well, Ava, I am excited for your new book to be released. And you said it's going to be released when again?
It's going to be released in March. I think it's March 18th, I believe. It definitely says on my website. And if anybody is interested, they can go to my website, to the contact page. My website is just avamorgyn.com, and they can subscribe to my newsletter, and they'll get the first chapter to read for free, so they can get a little taste of it.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to do that because I follow you on Amazon on all your. Actually, the only thing I don't do is that one. So I'll have to get on there and do that one. But
for sure.
Yeah. So Ava, we are at the top of the hour. How can people find you? I have it all listed already that how they can find you, but those who are watching, how can they find you?
Right. I think the best way to find me is on Instagram. That's where I'm the most active on social media. I am on Facebook and TikTok, and Threads as well, but Instagram is where I'm really the most active. And then, like I said, by going to my website, avamorgyn.com, and if you really want to stay on top of things, then subscribing to my newsletter is the best way. I send it out quarterly. Occasionally there's 1 or 2 extras, but it's not something. I don't abuse your email address, but it is. I do send things to my newsletter subscribers before anybody else hears about it. So they're usually getting announcements ahead of time. They get access to things that other people don't get. They have exclusive access to certain things. And, I share other things on there, recipes, spells, different fun things that, if you're interested, you're getting a little extra out of that. So those are really the 2 best ways, through my newsletter and then on Instagram. which is just at Ava Morgyn.
Awesome.
AVA.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, I just got you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and you also have your Etsy shop.
I do. I have my Etsy shop, Witchlit Finds. And there's a link to that through my Instagram. And I have a few t-shirts on there that I've designed to sell. And I do a little bit of reselling. I'm as you mentioned for me, I'm an avid treasure hunter. I love vintage and antiques, and I love thrifting. And so when I come across finds that are really good, that maybe aren't for me, for my house or for my closet or whatever, I'll list them on the Etsy shop and for somebody else to have. So
yeah, no, I did check out your Etsy page.
Yay, thank you.
And Donna, how can people find you?
Well, here with you, of course, Coven of Curiosities, Monsters Unleashed on Saturday with Michael, Ghost, Strange Knocks Magazine, Ghost Buzz, and then what's the new one? We have a new one coming.
Yes. So yeah, I was going to mention that we have a new magazine that we're developing. It's Mystic Realms of the Unexplained. We are in the works. Everyone's going to have a section so they can share whatever. And this is open to men and women. We are also going to have a section for promoting people. So Ava, if you're okay with it, I'll pass it by you first. Once you give that stamp of approval, if you're okay, we would love to be able to promote your books and you and everything. So, but this is something that we are at the Coven working very hard on.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're super excited.
And you can find me on Facebook and YouTube with my little shorts and running through the woods.
And Richard, how can people find you if you want to share your handles? Up to you.
You could find me on YouTube under Championship Muscle, which is my bodybuilding channel. Facebook, Richard Politano. Instagram is Coach Richard Politano. I think TikTok is Championship Muscle. I'm on all the social pages. If you look up Grunt Style on Facebook, you're going to find me with all the videos and photo shoots, and I'm all over the place. If you looked up Russell Acord, you're going to find me. I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. Expedition Bigfoot page, you'll find me.
So yeah. And actually, I posted a picture. Speaking of, I posted the picture of all of us that we had with you.
Yeah.
On that page, I believe. If I remember
cool.
correctly. Yeah.
Cool.
So I could share it. I was like,
cool.
And as everybody knows, you guys can find me on Coven of Curiosities. And gosh, what am I on? I'm on so much. I'm on the Haunted and Hunted Case Files on YouTube. We do that every other Wednesday where we talk about true crime with my husband Marcus and my good friend Joy and her husband Joey. I'm also on Grandpa's Old Hate Tales with the good old Robert Effler from the NCI guys. We do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm only able to do Thursdays because my schedule is so busy. But that is at 6 o'clock my time, Pacific Standard, 9 o'clock Eastern. I'm also on Monsters Unleashed on Saturdays at 6 my time, Pacific Standard Time, and 9 Eastern Time. And gosh, what else am I? We're starting the Mystic Realms of the Unexplained magazine. Gosh, I'm on so much. I think
it's hard to keep up with sometimes. It really is.
I'm so busy. But yes, and looking to travel some more to come see everybody and actually do some more investigating in not only just paranormal, but in the cryptic world, because I really want to dig into that. So we have a trip planned actually to go visit Donna in October. So
yes.
yeah, can't wait.
Yep.
So
Have
as
everything planned.
what's that?
I said, have everything planned.
Yeah, you do. You've been working hard on that too.
We have.
Well, thank you for stepping into the circle with us today at Coven of Curiosity podcast. Your energy, your curiosity, your spirit, they keep this coven alive. Until we gather again, walk gently through the mysteries. When you join the coven, your stories and experiences will be heard because they matter and are valued. And this is a judgment-free zone and a safe space. Please rate, follow, like, share, and subscribe, for it's time to join the coven and unveil the mysteries of the unknown. If you'd like to be a guest here on Coven of Curiosities, you can email me at covenofcuriositypod@gmail.com. And you can find me everywhere on the social medias. I'm on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. The only one I don't do is X. And actually, I'm going to start a Pinterest. I decided to start advertising in different areas. So I think I'm going to do that. But thank you again for everyone. Thank you, Ava, so much for coming on. I'm sorry you were having technical difficulties and everything.
Sorry.
Yeah, it happens. But at least you could hear us and we could hear you.
Yes.
So, all right, everyone, have a good evening. You're welcome to stay in the green room if you'd like to chat for a minute, or you're more than welcome to go about the Father's Day. So talk to you soon.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.